This is my nothing room. It used to be our living room at home. Then we moved our living room upstairs and it became the dining room. Then it became the home office and it became a lounge area with and then it became a kid's storage area, as you see down there. But basically it's a nothing room. And I've got a little plan. Now, if you've watched any of my other videos, you've probably seen the video where we leased out a small office and turned it into our content creation space stroke podcast room. Now, that place is around 6 miles away from where I live and 5 miles away from my warehouse and office. And although I've really tried to make it work, it's been quite difficult. If I ever want to film any content, I've literally got to get in the car and drive down there. It's just a bit of a pain in the backside. So I had this plan. Why not make this space into a content creation space? It's a room that we don't really use at home. I currently work from home on this desk that this camera is sat on now. I've got my Mac, I've got my laptop, I've got a second screen. And when I'm not working at the office, I'm working at home because, let's face it, I can do a lot of work from home. So it kind of makes sense to utilise this room, which is really quite big, into our studio. Now, what are the plus points about doing this? Well, because I run a business and I'm generally very busy in the day, I'm finding it increasingly difficult to get myself out of the warehouse, out of the office, to film studio-based content. My free time generally comes at weekends and evenings, which is 9 times out of 10 is when I produce my content. So it kind of makes sense to turn this space at home into a studio. As I said, our living room is the next floor up, and then we've got bedrooms the 3rd floor up. So down here is really, really quiet. It's a really good space, and I think with moving a few things around and a little bit of careful decoration, this could turn out to be a really good place to make some video content for our YouTube channel. Over this side of the room is currently a TV, the dog's bed, and the grandchild's box of toys. Over this side of the room, there is the home office, which, yeah, I know it looks a bit messy, but I am in the middle of work, basically. And over this side, we've got a sofa bed. So, and here are the doors out into the back garden. So, could this space be the brand new PL Tech Talk studio? Well, we're going to move things around now and see if it's going to work. Fits. Stage 1. It fits. It actually looks all right. Next plan of attack is to see if this desk will fit upstairs. Things are going well, and we're doing more than we originally planned today. We're now on mission, unscrew the desk. So I'm going to carry on getting under this desk and getting this unscrewed. So we're going to have the home office upstairs, and this is definitely becoming the studio. And my challenge is I'm going to get this done and completed and a video shot in here by the end of this weekend. Now, it's Thursday today. Friday tomorrow, I've got a day at work, which is why we're getting things done now, because it's 8 o'clock. I'm still in my work clothes. I've still not got showered and changed from work. The plan is get this upstairs today, job done for the day at work tomorrow. Friday is rest night, and then Saturday and Sunday, this will magically transform into the studio. It seems like it's relatively easy to take apart. So we're just unscrewing the wooden top of this desk so we can get it up the stairs to the 1st floor, where we will set back up again the home office. I don't know why I've not put my glasses on, because I can't see what the hell I'm doing. Hang on. We've only gone and bloody done it, haven't we? There we go. All screws out. This should now come apart. Watch the magic, guys, watch the magic. It'll come off as if by magic. Woohoo! Which one do you want to take up first? Sorry. There we go. Huh? Oh, crap it. Did I? 48 minutes later, and we're done. There we go. Now I think that looks pretty cool. We're all set up. We got our Mac ready to do all of our editing. We got our second screen for when we're working on our laptops to do our normal everyday work. But that fits really nice in what is usually a bit of a, well, it's not an unusable space, but what do you think? I think you'll agree that it looks pretty good. And what that does mean, and I'm going to take you downstairs, because what that does actually mean is space. Space. Studio space. This will be removed. That will be removed. This lovely little thing will be removed. And this will be the studio. It's at home. I can access it all the time whenever I want, and it doesn't cost anything. So it's almost like free studio space. So we're going to get all this set up over the weekend. And as I said earlier on, finish the video with a bit of studio-based content just to see what it looks like. So yeah, that's it for tonight, because it's now 10 to 9. I'm tired. I want a cup of tea and I want to relax. So yeah, see you on Saturday, I think. I'm not doing anything tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday. Friday is going to be my day of rest. So see you at the weekend. Cup of tea before the hard work starts. So it is Friday, and as you can see behind me, everything's clear. So we've cleared everything off the walls. It's an open space. I've been and got my colour for the walls. I'm going with a medium grey. If you watch my video from several months ago when I was designing the office studio, I wanted to go for a darkish kind of grey, but ended up buying black. Well, slightly lighter than black. And whilst it looked okay, I just definitely think it was too dark. So, medium grey, so the skin tones look really good when we're exposing the camera. We can light the background with coloured lights. Things like, can you read on that side? No, there you go. The acoustic panels that I've bought, which are black, will look good on the wall, and you'll actually be able to see them, because when I bought these last time and painted the wall the dark colour that I did paint it, you couldn't even see these. With the light grey, or medium grey, you should be able to see these pretty well, which will create a nice texture to the backdrop. So, as I said, Friday night, what we're doing tonight, taping up the wall, and we're going to get a couple of coats of this on, so hopefully it can dry overnight and we're ahead of the game, because it's Saturday tomorrow and I want to be using the studio to some degree by Sunday. So tomorrow will all be about kind of dressing it up and making sure it looks really good, getting the acoustic panels on the wall, hopefully going to get a table and chairs for the podcast area, which is right behind me. Got a desk down the other studio. Yeah, we've got to go and get everything from the other studio, but we've got a desk down there and stuff to go on the walls that we're going to see how that fits in this corner. And then, yeah, we should be ready to go. So I'm going to finish my tea, and then I'm going to tape up sections of the skirting board and round the switches that I don't want to get paint on. Quite excited, really, isn't it? I'm masked up. And before I start, I'm going to show you the grey. See what you think. There we go. And I think that's going to look pretty good. Yeah, it's about 9:30 at night. The walls actually went really well, dried super fast, and I've managed to get 2 coats, 2 lots of cutting in, I've cleaned up a little bit and look, I'll show you. So there we go. Walls are now grey and drying pretty well. So already you can kind of see what it's going to be like when we've got proper lights on. Now obviously I've got like yellow bulbs in there, so we need to get the lighting right. But stage one for today is complete, which is get the walls painted. It's quite obvious to me that that little bit of magnolia and that little bit of magnolia are going to have to go grey. So painting is not finished for this weekend. I was hoping it was going to be, but it's definitely not. So I'm going to have to do those bits grey as well, which is probably going to be good because it will make the room a bit darker and allow us to light properly. But one more thing that we're going to do today to finish off day 2 of the studio build, whatever we're going to call it. I'm just going to put the camera down. So one thing that we're going to do to finish off today is open the acoustic foam pads. Now, believe it or not, in this little box, there are 24 of them. I've had some of these before and they just basically expand. So I'm going to acoustic foam pads. This is them. We're going to lay them out overnight and then hopefully by the morning they will fully expand and we can use them. Right, so I reckon I've made a boo-boo with this one and bought the wrong ones. The ones I bought before, which I've put up on the other studio, basically you just unpacked them, left them for 12 hours, they reformed back to their normal size, you peeled off the back and you stuck them on the wall. Nice and simple. Apparently with these ones, I've got to soak them with water and either let them air dry or put them in a tumble dryer. I'm just going to do them and we'll revisit this tomorrow when we're ready to put them on the wall. So yeah, see you tomorrow. Morning. We are on day 3. Well, I say day 3. Thursday was moving stuff around for an hour and yesterday was painting for 2 or 3 hours. This is a proper first full day. So it's Saturday today and we've already been out shopping and collecting stuff from the old studio. So let me just turn the camera around. So we've got a nice plant. We've got the soft boxes and stands and mics and stuff. And we've got the desk from the old office. And quite excitingly, hang on a sec, because yesterday I unwrapped the acoustic panels and was a bit like, well, these are a bit crap. It's telling me to soak them in water and put them in tumble dryer. But look, check these out. Look. It worked. It worked. I soaked them all. They went 20 minutes in the tumble dryer. Doggo, shush. Downside about working at home, the dog barks a lot. But yeah, look. They have properly come back to full thickness. Is that a word? That is a word, but is that the right descriptor? I don't know. But anyway, so what we're doing now is I'm going to put the desk together and we've got an idea for how we're going to have the studio laid out. So I'm going to screw the desk together. I'm going to roughly make up what I think it's going to look like and I'll explain it to you. We've had these desks in loads of different locations, from our works office to the studio to now to the home studio. And the most important part of it is ensuring that we get a studio that will give us multiple shooting angles and also to host the podcast, which is potentially slightly changing as well. So anyway, right, now we want it mid-room towards there. Ignore the lighting, that's not going to be on. Obviously, we've got the soft boxes for lighting. The plan will be to have a multi kind of layout. So first kind of view will be the podcast view, which I think will be like that. One person sat that side, one person that's sat that side. We're going to have these acoustic panels go in widthways all the way up the wall to the ceiling to give it a bit of texture. We then have second view, which will be that kind of view. So that's going to be product reviews and tech tips and tricks and anything else that's just me direct to camera. So that's going to be kind of like this. Obviously it'll be framed better so you can't see the ceiling, but it will be here for direct to camera, just me talking. We then have angle number 3, which I'm going to, again, I'll turn the camera around, which I think is going to be like that into that corner of the room. Again, with me sitting kind of here, some stuff on the wall here and some stuff on the wall. Obviously we've got the lighting and stuff on the wall there. And that's going to be camera angle number 3. So what that gives us is 3 different camera angles for different types of video. Podcast, direct to camera, and I think probably that way, the last one that I just showed you is probably going to be for short form video, because we do have the option as well just to shoot stood up straight down here for short form if we wanted to. So that's YouTube shorts and TikTok videos and reels and stuff like that. I'm going to get some stuff put together. We've got another trip down to the studio to go and get more stuff from there to bring it all down here, which I'm going to do later on, as well as painting. So yeah, pretty happy so far, looking pretty good. Well, it's starting to take shape. We have got desk in place, plant in place. We've put the mics in, although they're not properly done yet. I need to tighten up all the shizzle with them. We've got a light on. It's starting to take shape. Oh, and we've got some acoustic panels on the wall for when we do podcasts. So if you can imagine, podcasts will be back here. The camera's going to be further back there so we can get more in. Desk, acoustic panels, looking pretty good. Mics. So, and also actually, do you know what? That's actually a pretty good angle as well. I didn't think it. There's going to be multiple angles on this studio build that are going to look really cool, which is pretty epic. I already like this place more than the other place. So yeah, more stuff to go and pick up now from the old studio, and then we're going to carry on decorating, and then I'll give you a bit of an update. After what feels like working for 96 hours today, because wow, we've done a lot, I can finally say that it's not finished, but man, is it looking good. 4 days ago, this room looked like this. And now it looks like this. Yes, in 4 short days, I've managed to turn an unused dining room into a brand new content creation studio. And to be completely honest, I don't think I could be any happier with the results. Now, there's still things still to finish, 100%. The lighting still isn't exactly how I want it. I've got a door to the outside world just off to the left of me, which will flood in a load of light in the summertime, which I've got to handle. The softbox that I'm using at the moment, we can't change the intensity of the light, so I'm having to rely on in-camera settings to make sure that that looks okay. So we may end up getting some new lights. And there are spaces on the wall that still need some really cool stuff to go on to make this studio look absolutely brilliant. But for 1 real full day and 3 kind of half days worth of work, I am really, really happy with the results that we've been able to achieve. As you can see, we've got some foam acoustic panels on the wall here and over in the far side down there. We've got our display cabinet up with some tech products on, which just makes the whole place look absolutely brilliant. We've got a nice fake plant in the background. Now, if it was real, I would probably end up killing it because let's be honest, I'm not very good at watering plants. And we've got a nice light here as well that is creating a nice little backdrop. Also got a little light over in that far corner, lighting up the acoustic panels on that side. Now it's going to take me a little bit of time to get all these fine things tuned so they look really, really good. And the whole idea for creating this studio is mainly because the current studio that we were using was down in an industrial estate and I was finding it increasingly difficult to get to. Believe it or not, this space here is bigger than we had in our old studio. And the way that we've got it set up means that I can use it in two different ways. We've got this view that is perfect for direct to camera stuff like tutorials, tips and trick videos, talking just me to the camera. If I move the camera over to here, we have now got our podcast set up when my fellow presenter will sit right on the other side of this table, which I think is pretty good. We can bring the camera closer or further away. For the podcast, this probably won't be here, but you can get an idea of the layout of the podcast. And then if we move the camera more to the left, this potentially is going to be another little set. Now, the lighting 100% isn't set up for here. We're probably going to need a catch light over this side. That is way too harsh for what I'm trying to do here. But and this probably needs dressing a little bit, but this potentially could be another angle for video content. Now, I have to say that considering this room was my dining room or a non-room, the work that we've done over the last, well, since Thursday, and it's only Sunday at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, it's really, really good. As I said earlier on, there are some things that I'm going to have to buy to make this place look a little bit better. But currently, I think we've done an absolutely amazing job. We've got multiple different shot angles that we can create, multiple different types of content. And yeah, I hope you think it looks good too. And I just wanted to end this video shot from my studio camera, highlighting the absolutely fantastic work that we've done to get this set looking brilliant. So thank you very much for watching. If you've got this far, come on, it definitely deserves a subscribe. So hit that subscribe button and don't forget to tap that bell icon, because then you'll be notified when we release all of our latest content, which we try and do each and every week. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.